take it serious. Be scared. I want you to. Because this is really where you can trip up. Now, I'm in this with you, and I'm going to ruin everything for you. Keeping your company's accounting completely separate from your private. Remember that. So take tax and accounting serious.
You got the drive, you got the vision, and you definitely do have the dream. But do you have the legal foundation? What it takes when you're starting your own company? Today, we're giving you 10 very good legal essential tips you must know about before starting your business.
Yes.
So whether you're already in business or thinking about starting one, watch this before. Because you do not want to be in that situation when you don't know what to do, because it can happen.
You might lose your baby.
Yes, it can be very costly. And believe me, I know what it's like. I could have been really useful to have this pod a long time ago.
Yeah, because you are a serial entrepreneur.
Yes, and I failed many times, and it cost me a lot. You get this at zero cost. And remember, this is not legal advice, but it's really good knowledge sharing.
It is, yeah. So trying to help out based on personal experience.
Yes. So the essential legal tips. Let's kick it on. Let's start.
Let's go.
The first one, limited liability.
When you're starting your own business, make sure that you put up a corporation, LLC, some kind of entity that has limited liability. Might sound complex.
Yes.
Yeah. But what it is, it's a legal person. So you set up a wall between your private assets and the company's assets and liabilities, obligations, which means that if that company goes belly up, something happens, it gets sued or it goes bankrupt, your private belongings will not be affected. Incredibly important. And remember also, make sure you follow all of the formalities, everything, so that that wall doesn't crumble. Because there are instances where you pierce the corporate veil. But that is only if you mismanage the concept of a limited liability company. Otherwise, set up as a limited liability company, a corporation. Make sure that you have that wall between your private assets, because you don't want to sell your home and the clothes of your back because of your company not working out.
No, I've done that. So that's a really good one.
Yeah.
But the next one, number 2, it's the brand name.
Before you start putting in money in marketing, in product development, decide the name of your company, etc., do your research. Because the last thing you want to do is that you have put 250K into marketing material and you went all out, you even signed contracts, and then you got this knock on your door, a so-called cease and desist letter from somebody saying, you know what, that's my trademark, or you're infringing on it, it's too similar, get off my back, I'll sue you if you keep on going. And you have to throw everything away. Worst case, you even end up in a lawsuit.
No.
So before, and I see this happening, and it's hard because we're global now, right?
Definitely.
So do your research, check out social media channels for the name, check out websites, domain names, etc. So do your research before you pull the trigger and decide what name you want for your company, your product, your trademarks.
That's a really good one. So the third one is business partner. What should you think of then?
Firstly, if you have a business partner, congratulations. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, odds are way better for succeeding if you're 2 or more pulling the weight than if you go at it alone. More confidence, more energy, more people to think it through and brainstorm with it, etc. So it's better if you look at the odds to be more than 1. But do have a shareholders agreement in place.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen. I mean, if you and I start business and we have no agreement in place and I go and die. And then this creepy boyfriend of mine comes up and says, well, I bought the shares for a year ago. Now I'm in this with you and I'm going to ruin everything for you.
No, you don't know.
I mean, that was the extreme case, but anything can happen.
But it can happen.
Yeah. So in the shareholders agreement, you have the fundamental governance, and you will also have control over how somebody can exit the company, sell their shares, so you can protect the ownership structure. So you don't get anybody, or if somebody has a divorce, you might not want the crazy wife in the company, right?
No.
That could ruin your dream, your baby.
Yeah.
So shareholders agreement.
Really good. And then we go to step number 4, which is the money needs.
I mean, that might be obvious, but make sure you know your financial needs and how to get them. Know your runway.
Yeah.
Because typically we're very positive when we're dreaming about starting our business. Yeah. So your runway will be your burn rate every month, because typically it takes a while to be profitable. So do calculate that thoroughly. And if you realize that you will need more money on the way before you become profitable, before the business can stand on its own 2 feet, how? Are we talking about debt finance? Can you find the finance yourself? Or do you need investors? Will that be possible for you? So do think that through prior to pulling the trigger.
Really good. And we have an episode about burn rate and runway. If you do not know what it is, it's a really good one. So we're heading to step number 5, which is the personal guarantees.
Yeah. So we talked about limited liability, that wall. But if you're a newly started company, and let's say you want a loan, or let's say that you're looking at the office space, the landlord will most likely say, well, yeah, sure, Ida, your company can rent this office space, but I want you personally to also sign the contract. So if the company cannot pay, I can come after you and your private property.
That sounds a bit tricky.
Yeah. So and I mean, it's part of the game. It's reasonable if it's a newly started company with no assets. But then if you feel that, okay, I can take this is okay for my personal finances, I can handle it, but make sure you limit it in time, in scope, and in amount.
Okay.
So as far as possible, only sign personal guarantees when you absolutely feel it's necessary and you have the personal finance to back it up, and try to make sure you limit them as much as ever possible.
Yeah, that's a good one. So we're heading to number 6, which is the tax and accounting. I think this scares people a lot when starting a business.
Please, take it serious. Be scared. I want you to. Because this is really where you can trip up. Always know that you follow the tax rules and accounting rules. Otherwise, you might be personally liable. Might even be a criminal offense. And there can be things like, you might not be able to pay me a salary in cash. So you might give me things instead to pay me for my help. But that might still be subject to income tax, because it's still a form of payment to me, right?
Oh,
when you pay me in shares, and that will still be subject to income tax. And if you don't know that, you might do tax evasion or something like that.
What?
Yeah. And the same keeping proper accounting, keeping your company's accounting completely separate from your private. Remember that.
Yes. Really good.
Yeah. So take tax and accounting serious. And just to be helpful also, every region I've ever worked in, the government has super helpful online information. What you need to do, what forms you need to fill. If you have this type of company, you do X, Y, Z. So the information is out there for you.
Yes. I actually found the Swedish tax offices really helpful.
Yeah, fantastic.
They have a lot.
Super helpful.
So we're heading to number 7, which is both A and B, protect your IP.
Yeah. So if you start your dream business as a side hustle, let's say you work at Google.
Yeah, I do.
And then you start developing this SaaS product, this super smart SaaS product that monitors the weather, so you know where the ice cream truck should locate itself every morning. But the risk is that if that is similar to the work you're doing on Google, the SaaS development you're doing there, you might have in your contract that all of the IP, any intellectual property that you develop, you hand over, the ownership goes to Google, your employer. So be very mindful, in particular if you're sitting at your lunch hour using your Google computer and doing private job, that your employer might claim that it's theirs, not yours.
Really good to know. So number 8 is also protecting your IP.
Yeah, and this time instead, you're the employer. Or if you use consultants, make sure you have IP assignment so that the company owns all of that innovation, all of that copyright, all of that intellectual property. So if you use consultants and it turns out that SaaS product that became as big as Facebook, I promise you the first consultants will come knocking on the door claiming that you stole their idea. It was theirs. Come on. So make sure you have everything signed proper, assignment of IP to the company.
Okay, really important. And number 9 then, which is shortcut.
Shortcut is good.
Yeah, it's quick.
And I can tell that many first-time business owners don't think about this, but can you buy a business instead of starting it from scratch? It doesn't have to be exactly what you want. It can be similar. And you can just tweak it, because it might seem pricey to go in and buy something for 2 million. But most likely you buy a revenue stream from day one. Because if everything's up and running, you're thinking about starting a yoga studio and a cafe, and you find a location with a cafe, then you have everything up and running, the facilities, they will work for the studio as well, you have the customers, then in the long run, that might be more profitable for you than having to work 2 years before you have the same type of revenue as the cafe has. So look at it that way. Can you buy and make the shortcut instead of building from scratch?
You're saving time.
Yeah, and perhaps money in the end.
Yes.
Even though it might seem like the price tag is a bit scary.
It's very expensive to establish a cafe.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, could be. So that was the shortcut number 9. Number 10, it's prepare for challenges and adaptabilities. How do you do that?
So if you're starting your first dream business, we don't expect you to have a lawyer on standby, an accountant, IT firm helping you out with everything, etc., right?
Yeah.
You can't afford it. But do be smart about it, because you do need help. You do need a network. Perhaps you can have an advisory board. Perhaps you can pay somebody in kind or with equity, so you can get that help when needed. And I am going to say you will need tax advice. Make sure you know the accounting. You will need legal advice. It will be worth it so you don't lose your baby. So look at it from a kind of creative angle. Who do I have in my network? Who do I need to prioritize? Can I offer something else? Can I help out as a friend? Who can I call? Because things do happen.
Things do happen. And as a visionary, and a dreamer, these kinds of things, it's quite boring to think of when you're starting your business.
But think of it as if you want to compete, you want to be a professional athlete.
Yes.
Well, if you do not do the ground cardio, you will never win that gold medal, right?
No.
That's part of your job in that case.
Yes.
And if you want to run a business, part of your job is knowing what you're doing, the fundamentals, being able to protect your baby, right?
Yeah. And I totally
It's like having
agree
the
with you.
immune system in place, really.
That was a really good one.
For your baby.
So, now you have 10 really good essential tips when you are starting or having your business. Do not forget about these 10, because they're really important.
They are. So, not legal advice.
It's knowledge sharing, and remember to keep educating yourself is key when you're having a business. And this episode is also powered by LE Fitness today. Thank you so much. And if you found our channel valuable with our insights and professional tips from our business lawyer, like, subscribe, and share our channel, because you're getting a lot from this. And so for today, these 10 essential tips, you cannot live without them.
No.
So keep on rocking with your business, and until next time.
Hej då!
Hej då!